Hello, 10th grade world history. Welcome to Thursday. Hope you're having a great day. We are going to talk today, continuing through chapter 21, about the rise of dictatorships in post-World War I world. We've spent 2 days now talking about Russia. Today we're going to look at Italy. I don't think we're going to get to Germany today. We're going to try our best to get through Italy. And then tomorrow we'll do Germany, and then Friday we'll probably put them all together, hopefully with a Zoom call to make sure everybody's on the same page and knows what's going on. So, let's talk about what fascism is. Fascism is it's called Nazism in Germany, but it's the same thing. So really, how are communism and fascism the same or different? That's what we're going to look at today. And in principle, when you boil it all the way down to what their basic beliefs are, communism and fascism are very much the same, but they hated each other and they're very different at the same time. So let's look at a couple of these things. Under fascism, which is what is going to control Italy and Germany, businesses are privately owned but very much controlled by the government. Okay? So privately owned, but government controlled. Under communism, which was what was in control in Russia, the government owns and controls businesses. So it's a little different. Communism owns the business. Fascism does not own the business. Okay? The second one, fascism is highly nationalistic, meaning that they have a great deal of pride in their country. They support their country, and everything is all about what is best for Italy or Germany. Under communism, when it reaches its ideal state, there are no countries. It's a completely international society, completely ruled by the working class. Nobody's in charge of anybody else, and everybody does the right thing automatically. Realizing that in our fallen world that can never really happen, but that's what communism's goal is. Okay? The third one, a military dictatorship usually governs a fascist state. Hitler and Mussolini, we're going to talk about them. So a military dictatorship controls it. But in communism, they want ultimately to have the dictatorship of the proletariat, which is a fancy way for saying there's nobody in charge. Everybody is equal in the ideal communist state. Our world will never reach that ideal because we all have a fallen sin nature, and there's no way that we will ever reach that. But that's what communism says they want. Okay. The next way that they're different is fascism glorifies the state or the government. They set that government up there that as being the epitome of what they want, whereas communism teaches that government is going to gradually go away, and we're all going to just get along in a perfectly normal society. Okay, so those are the 4 ways that they're different, but they're also so much alike. And as I said, their reality is very similar, but in practice they hated each other. So let's talk about Mussolini and how he came to power. When the World War I ended in Italy, there was a lot of dissatisfaction there. The people were not happy. They had strikes against different workers. They had inflation really bad, so they were ending up with a Great Depression, which is going to spread worldwide, and debt. It's going to be a horrible place. Mussolini finds a group to join. He joins this group called the Fascist Party. Fascism, the fasces were the ancient Roman symbol of authority, as I have pictured here. He had mostly rose to power because of articles that he wrote for newspapers He got the attention of a lot of different people through his articles, and even got thrown in jail for some of the things he said on a couple of different occasions, but never for very long. Italy was upset that they had not gained new territory as a result of entering World War I like they thought they would. War vets had returned home to find that there were no jobs for them and that they didn't have the respect of the people. So there were a lot of things going on. And Mussolini takes his group of soldiers that he raises up and marches them into Rome. And when he gets there, Victor Emmanuel, the king of Italy, appoints him premier, basically like the prime minister. Excuse me. So he comes to power not violently, but not by election either. Now we're going to see when Hitler comes to power in Germany, he comes by election. He actually runs for office and is elected to office. Mussolini does not go that far. He does not have widespread control of the people or widespread popularity even, but he's charismatic, he can speak well, he can write well, and he just kind of assumes leadership in Italy. He names himself Il Duce, which means the leader, and establishes what he calls an autarky. And basically what this means in an autarky is that he is going to make Italy completely self-reliant. They are not determined to have products come in from any other place. They are completely self-sufficient. So an autarky. That's that's a good thing, because that's what we want for our country even, is to not have to import a whole lot of goods from other places. But, realizing that he's doing it ultimately for not exactly a right reason. He also creates syndicates, and this is like 13 different divisions of the workforce, where he can control, as the leader, he can control the wages, the prices, policies, who does what, where they do it, how they do it, what working conditions they have. All of that is controlled by him or by the government. But one thing that's going to come back to kind of be a negative for Mussolini is that he really doesn't have a clearly defined political program. He doesn't have a set of beliefs that he's trying to bring into Italy. He doesn't have, this is what I'm promoting and this is what I'm going to do. He doesn't have that. So ultimately, he's going to lose the control of the people in the middle of World War II because he cannot give them those clearly defined answers that they want. But one of the best things that Mussolini does is the Lateran treaties. Now, this is solving problems within Italy and the Catholic Church. They've been fighting for centuries. The Catholic Church claims power over a wide variety of territories. They say that the government isn't legitimate and all these different things. They're just fighting. They've been fighting for years. And Mussolini's going to solve that. What he does is he arranges for these treaties, and these treaties are still in effect today, that basically the church says, we're gonna recognize Mussolini and the Italian government as being legitimate. You are right. You are the right government. And in return, the Italian government gives the church a rather large sum of money, and they give them territory to create what is today Vatican City. Today, Vatican City is the smallest real country in the world. It is like less than half of a mile square. It includes the Vatican and a little bit of the territory surrounding it. Okay, so that's just Vatican City, just that. And so that treaty is still in effect today and still keeps the church and the Italian government from fighting each other. All right, so that's all I wanted to get through today. I did it in less than 10 minutes. That's pretty good. As I said, we'll do Germany tomorrow, and I think we'll do a Zoom on Friday just to make sure you all are keeping up and see if you have any questions or if you just want to talk, okay? So I will talk to you later, and I hope you have a good day.